Hello, vinyl community. Richard S. back with another video. I wanted to start a primer on shoegaze and dream pop. I've wanted to do this pretty much since I started making videos. It's just a genre that's near and dear to my heart. I've been into it for years and years. But the hardest thing about talking about shoegaze and dream pop is that it really exists on kind of a continuum. Shoegaze, by definition, is the band members looking down at their feet to work pedals and effects to, give all those shimmery effects and um, vocal changes, whatever, that to make it fascinating and interesting and noisy and fun. But there's the end of the harder end of shoegaze, which is more effects and volume and noise versus dream pop, which is more of that shimmery, floaty, we're floating in space type of thing. Um, and they're very different from each other. It seems a lot, especially nowadays. Their shoegaze dream pop is becoming an overused term for some bands. It's just, oh, they have a lot of effects, they must be shoegaze. Not necessarily. Some people have said Radiohead is shoegaze, and I'm not too sure about that. So, for this first part, I would like to kind of dive into the ethereal end of this. We could thank our friend and my friend and yours, Alex from Beer and Vinyl, for this one. He asked for some recommendations on the dream pop end of the spectrum, and it kind of helped frame this series of videos. So, anyway, without further ado, let's go. The softer side of shoegaze and dream pop, more on the user friendly to the ears. So the first band I want to talk about is Ariel. Ariel is a band out of Chicago. I've mentioned these guys a few times on the channel. This is their Molten Young Lovers album from 2017. My absolute favorite album from 2017. This was my number one. Um, Shimmery, a little on the more guitar effects end of it, but the vocals have that sort of even keel, talking to you. You could fall asleep to this in a lot of sense. But standout songs on this: "This Is Permanent," "Cloudburst." Um, yeah, Ariel out of Chicago. My first recommendation for the softer side of shoegaze and dream pop. Um, this band is Blushing. Blushing are out of Austin, Texas. This is their newest one from this year, and it's easily going to be in my top five albums for the year. Super floaty, super fun. Female vocals on it. Absolutely beautiful. Red vinyl. This album is called Possessions, and I think it's their third album. They've been around for a while. Every one of their albums I have bought and enjoyed immensely. They just have that nice even keel of shimmer and float without being too overbearing. They've come here a few times. I've missed them every single time they've come here. So Blushing, I need you to come back to Denver so I can see you. So Blush. Oh, this is Sugarcoat, not Possessions. Possessions is their second album, I think. So Sugarcoat is their new one for 2024. Easily in my top five for this year. Another band I discovered late. No, this is Cocteau Twins. Sorry, looking at the cover and I'm thinking of somebody else. Cocteau Twins, classic dream pop shoegazy band from Scotland. This is my favorite of their albums. Elizabeth Fraser, if you haven't heard Elizabeth Fraser's voice, I want to say that she was like an opera trained singer. Absolutely fascinating range in her voice. One of the first songs I ever remember hearing from the Cocteau Twins was on MTV's 120 Minutes, and they played Carolyn's Fingers. And her voice goes up, it's just sing song and beautiful. And I was just like watching this video going, who is this? And it was Cocteau Twins. So I've been into them since Bluebell Note came out. And this is the one I believe it's the one with Carolyn's Fingers on it. Yep, Bluebell Knoll, Seco Buff is on here. Carolyn's Fingers, absolutely beautiful album from Scotland's Cocteau Twins. Highly recommended dream pop entry starting point. Um, but knowing full well, I think Alex mentioned Heaven in Las Vegas, their other more wider known album. Yeah, songs like Terry Colored Funk. I love their titles on their albums. So we got Frou Frou Foxes and Midsummer Fires, Heaven in Las Vegas, Ice Blink Luck. What I love about Elizabeth Fraser vocally, it's like it seems like some of the songs were written or at least half improvised as well, so it gives it a playful sense of what is she singing. Good luck figuring out some of what she's singing, but it makes for a fascinating listening experience. So Cocteau Twins, high on the list for dream pop starting points. Another band out of, I want to say Reading? No, it's England for sure. Chapter House. I love this album cover. It's probably one of my favorite album covers, which is kitty cats. People know my thing for cats. This is Whirlpool. I can't remember if this is their first album, but it's definitely one of their more interesting ones for sure. Chapter House kind of started out that more dream pop end of the spectrum, and then kind of moved and branched into different things, always being shoegaze-ish, but a little bit more into the alt indie realm. This is their floatier album, if you will. So songs like Breather and Pearl. If you want me something more April, beautiful album, another great starting point for anyone interested in listening to dream pop. What else we have here? How about a newer band? Oh my goodness, where are these from? I know they're from England somewhere. London, yes. London band Deary. This EP, they've done a couple of EPs. This is, I believe, their first one. I fell in love with this one late last year, late enough for it not to make my list of top whatever for the year. But Deary is a band out of London, absolutely sublime. Their stuff sells out instantly on Bandcamp. I was lucky to find this one. So 6-song EP, standout sound on this is called Fairground. I'm creating a playlist, kind of part of my channel, that has like, suggested alt and shoegaze song that I kind of feature in the channel. I'm putting Fairground on there, and probably like 1 or 2 songs from all of these albums I'm showing. So if I remember, I will link my playlist into the description of this video so that you can check out some of these songs and see if it's something you want to pick up. They have Deary have a new one coming out tomorrow, November 1st. Another EP, 5-song one. I can't remember the title, but anyway, for me, it's hellaciously expensive. It's like a £22 EP to order, and then shipping is probably just as much. So £50 for a 5-song EP, I was like, ugh. So I may have to settle for just a not playlist, a download of that one. Deary from London. Hi Violets, Portland, if I remember correctly. These guys have been around for a while. I remember falling head over heels for this. I saw the video for the opening song on this called Sun Baby. The album is called To Where You Are. Came out in the early 00s. Can't remember. They have several albums. This is a reissue of the debut album that only came out a couple years ago, but the reissue came out a couple of years ago. I want to say the album's easily 10 or 20 years old. Anyway, shimmery, fun, amazing. There's the band on the back looking all serious and cool. But Hi Violets is definitely another entry in all of their albums are just stunningly good. So check out Hi Violets, To Where You Are. I'll put Sun Baby in the video list. Let's go back to the early 90s with Lush. Lush are out of London, I believe. Um, these were one of the heavy hitter bands, along with a couple of others that I'll mention in a minute. Lush were, female fronted. They were on the Lollapalooza tour. This is what I remember. I saw them in 1992 on the Lollapalooza tour with Pearl Jam and Ministry and all those others. Um, and songs like Lady Killers and I put another one on the playlist too. Can't remember. This would be a good starting point for Lush as it's a best of, so it has like all of the bigger songs. Again, shimmery, really, it's heavy on guitars without being in your face. So, um, Lush, Chow Baby would be a great starting point. I was lucky enough, Record Store Day a few years ago, they did this humongous box set with, I want to say, 5 albums. Pretty much their entire discography in one box. I went to my local, which isn't far from my house, and they had one. Guess who got it? Me. I was very happy. Not cheap. I didn't care. So it was kind of like getting all of Lush's stuff in one go. So beautiful box, basically called Lush. Does it have a name to it? Origami is the box. No, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe more. How about my absolute favorite, Shoegaze Dreampop oriented album, probably in the last 20 some years. This is Sea Surfer. Sea Surfer German. They don't sing in German, they sing in English. This is a stunning and beautiful album that I could play front to back over and over and over. The album's called Dive In. I want to say it came out in 2010. I can't remember the date it came out, but it is just beautiful. Every single song on here is Stay, We Run, Hide, Cloud Jumping. I'll put a couple of videos on the playlist, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful album. My problem with Sea Surfer is that they've evolved significantly away from shoegaze and diving more towards electronica now, which isn't exactly my jam. So their newer stuff doesn't resonate with me as much. I would say they have 3 or 4 albums out now, with a great many releases. But anyway, Sea Surfer, Dive In, my pick for probably the best shoegazy, again, dream pop oriented album in the last 20-some years. I think most people are familiar with Slow Dive in some way, shape, or form. So Blocky was their intro. I can't remember if this is their. I think this might be their second album, not their first. They have almost all of their stuff. Broke up for the longest time, came back in the last 10 years and started re-recording, touring, showed their other album too. I just remember hearing songs like Allison and Machine Gun and Souvlaki Space Station and going, wow, this is fantastic. They're kind of the prototype of what dream pop is, and it's all about. It's a super music on vinyl reissue from several years ago that I managed to pick up before prices started getting crazy. But Souvlaki is an absolute must for dream pop students, as is their new one. Their new one is just as great too. Another band I keep missing. I've even had tickets to shows and missed them for various reasons. So their newest one is Everything's Alive. Another really absolutely beautiful album. Shanty, Prayer Remembered, Alive, Andalusia Plays. It's beautiful. So Slow Dive are alive and well. Hopefully maybe working on new ones. Last one I'll talk about for today is a band out of Virginia, of all places. It is Wild Nothing. It's a debut album called Gemini. I adore this. Can't remember. Summer Holiday was probably the first song I heard off of this. The album's called Gemini. It's by Wild Nothing. just beautiful. I remember, I think I got this on, I'm pretty sure I had this on CD before I got on vinyl, and glad I was able to find it on vinyl. It's another one I could play top to bottom, front to start, both sides on repeat, and not get tired of. An absolutely stunning album on the dream pop end of the shoegaze spectrum. So that is it for part one of this series. What I kind of want to do is gravitate more towards the shoegaze and where shoegaze came from and what it's like nowadays, and then into the deeper end of noisier shoegaze too. So hope you got some ideas of something you'd like to check out. Feel free to look into that playlist. I'm going to put in a bunch of videos from those albums for your viewing enjoyment. And we'll talk to you soon, hopefully with more on shoegaze and dream pop. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.